When we talked about wars and you described World War II as Armageddon, so does that mean we're living through the so-called reign of evil before light wins?
Well, yeah, and it comes and goes in a way. And I mentioned that because World War One and Two were really one war that went underground, came back up, and now those energies have gone into certain places in the world, three of them, and I refuse to mention those. But we go through these periods of Ray One destroying the old. Ray One is the ray of, you want to say Kali, it's destruction because you can't pour new wine into old bottles. And when you break those crystals, something new will come of that, but you have to live empty for a while. Now, Eastern beliefs, a lot of those say that we're at the end of the Kali Yuga cycle, which is war and destruction. We will see an end to this, but humanity will do it. Nobody's coming to save you from yourself. Maitreya's guidance and the master's guidance isn't to tell you what to do. It's to tell you what, if you do this, what are the options that will happen? You choose. Because this is a free will planet. You choose. So, yes, we're living with violence and destruction, and the optics are terrible because you can see it on television or on media. The optics are bad and it brings up emotion. But as I often say, so what? We'll work through it. Just figure your piece in this and leave the rest alone.
That's fitting, because otherwise you're going to get caught up on stuff that doesn't affect you and get worried for nothing. Well, at least that's what I do.
Well, I do that too. It's just what I do. And so I have to learn to temper myself and to learn to add structure and boundaries to my life. What can I really do? Opening up Zoliart the way we did and doing the work to put out these, 8 or 10 books, the podcast, the hundreds of vocalizations, physical images, is for one reason only: to get the material out there. You choose. You choose. And I'm not always right. God knows. Just ask my husband. I'm not. And I jokingly say in 10 years, maybe less, I'll look back and go, I can't believe you said that. I call it the Waffy syndrome. What a friggin' idiot. What are you saying, Zoli? Well, this is where I am now. So be discerning. Ask your heart. You will be surprised when you develop your skill of feminine intuition, because that's what intuition is, part of the divine feminine, the light that will come into your eyes and into your life.
And developing that intuition, does everybody need to do the same thing? Is there any special trick to it?
Oh boy, so everybody, I know I get into that so much. I think it is in accordance with karma and divine will. I say that a lot. If somebody asks me to pray for them, I'll say in accordance with karma and divine will, add my energy field to their prayer. Because I'm not going to say it may not be right that it happens. It's a very individual thing. To open your intuition, you have to be quiet and you have to be receptive in some way. It can be a minute, 10 minutes, and a lifetime. It can be anything in there, but it has to fit into your lifestyle. It has to fit into the energy field of what you came here to do, what your personality is, your whole race structure. How do you think? How do you feel? How do you intuit? All of these are personal, and you will find other people who are similar to you, and you can get most information from them.
That's reassuring, because a lot of people feel alone or that they're the weirdest person around.
Well, you may be. You may be. I jokingly say, which is true, I was so unpopular growing up until I was about maybe 14. Well, there's that 14. Kids hated me. Teachers hated me. I was a problem. They sent me to psychiatrists over and over. I've known every test there is in psychiatry was actually a gift. But I was weird. I was the weirdest thing on earth. Now, it was the 50s and 60s and Alabama. That's not the height of maturity there in that state at that time. But I went there to be with my blessed, wonderful parents and family and to burn karmic threads. And it was a blessed life. It was a blessed upbringing. But you have to find what pieces fit to your life. I'll give you an example. We're told to meditate. Now, Zoli cannot sit there, can't do it. I don't do the meditation thing. I will do a walking meditation. I'll sit for a few minutes and meditate. I will do a guided meditation from online, but I am not the kind of person, nor do I have the skills or the structure, physically, mentally, or emotionally, to sit cross legged. I have two hip replacements, first of all, it's not going to work. But to sit cross legged for what, hours on it? No way. Or to sit in a chair, it would drive me batshit crazy. That doesn't work for me. But I can take some of the benefits by modifying that to what is right. So if somebody tells you that's the only path, it's because they're terrified because they're doing it and they can't imagine there's another one that might work. There are numerous paths, countless, I don't know. But you will reach and teach what you came here to reach and teach once you begin to access your soul input. Or if you're not at that point, if you can just access your intuition and the guidance, those who surround you 24/7, say, help me, what's my next step?
That's really good example and helpful because I can picture all mums of toddlers if they're told, the only path is through meditation. Those mums of toddlers are going to say, I'm not even going to step on that path.
And it's not even right for everybody. The Japanese are wonderful at meditation. Oh my gosh. There is a meditation in the Maitreya work called transmission meditation. And Benny Krim would go around the world leading these groups. And you say the great invocation and you sit and you hold the energy at your third eye, the Ajna Center. Now, who can do that? Americans, not many. But in the future, that will be what we do. By saying the great invocation in a group, you mediate, you bring down energies from the masters into this world. It allows them to shoot that radiation into the world where it's most needed. And that's pretty cool.